All right, guys, this is case dismissed. Just want to talk to everyone about what we do and what we have done and what we can do for you. So if you go to the website, as you see, we've got traffic tickets, get your free car, Rule 12 method, CUSIP search, credit sweeps, consultation. So let me explain traffic dismissal. So we have two methods to beat your traffic ticket, one before you enter a plea and one after you enter a plea. So I have two methods that work either way. It's always best, like I tell everyone, it's always best to attack things at the very beginning to get the best results, the easiest results. It's the longer you let things go, the harder it gets. Get a free car is a fun one. I think I'm one of the few people that's ever actually discharged cars and done it regularly. I can show you, I've got my 1099-C. Of course, this is just a copy. I filed this with my taxes. But as you see, Ford Motor Credit, that was the remaining balance. I had paid on the car for a year, and then I learned about, the truth about finance and money, and actually was able to discharge my car loan. And I have the process on how to do it right here. Rule 12 method, this is only for people in Texas. So if you're facing any kind of debt collector, civil case, so with the Rule 12, what we do is we utilize the Rule 12 method, and I have the templates all there in the process, is, as you see here, when you can remove the attorney, you win. If there's no attorney against you, you're going to win. And so here you see this case was against me. Denied the attorney the ability to stay on the case. Case gets dismissed. Here's another one. Dismissal, because there's no attorney. Here's another one. Another debt collector. Removes the attorney. The affidavit of authority didn't work. Here's another one. Motion to show authority. Insufficient authority of the counsel. So, LVN funding loses the case. There's that one again. Here's another one. This is what happens when you remove the attorney. It just gets dismissed because there's no attorney. So guys, the Rule 12 method is a really fun method. It kind of just takes advantage of the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure and helps you remove the prosecutor for the debt collector or the bank or creditor, whoever's going against you. And if they don't have an attorney, they can't beat you. And so our credits process, I've been doing this for several years, probably 8 years plus. We have a 2 for $1,500, 1 for $1,000. So I use this a lot when I would dismiss my cars. So I would get the loan, discharge my loan, and then I would use this process to remove it from my credit history, so I could go do it again, go get another car. And another thought on getting in cars is once you discharge them, you get a few cars and put them on Turo or whatever and rent them out. You got free cars. You got a little business idea there, just throwing it out there. And of course, a CUSIP search, you guys. You fighting a court battle, you're having some kind of issue, use this process, and I can get you CUSIP. Here's CUSIP for property taxes. So we'll give you everything for your CUSIP. It could be your loan number, your birth certificate, driver's license, any commercial document. If you certified mail number, send me your document, send me information, and we'll get you CUSIP for you. And of course, always I recommend, if you're going to do any of these processes, schedule a consultation with me, and I can show you what I've done, what works. Guys, I've been in the little truth movement, as you would say, for 10 years or so. I was bored at work and kind of just discovered, all the lies. And my buddy got arrested. And luckily, I've been talking to him about what to do when you're arrested. luckily, just weeks before it happened, I was telling him what to do. I'll release a video on YouTube about kind of the tricks of the system. So everybody knows all crimes are commercial. 27 CFR 72.11. Guys, like I said, I know all these codes. I'm not here to give you a lesson on codes, the truth, laws. We all know what's going on. But here at my site, I'm showing you processes that are simple, are easy, are repeatable, and I've been doing for family and friends for 10 years. Finally decided to branch out into the public domain. But guys, I know equity. I know all the truth and laws. I've done everything for 10 years. And these are really my go-to processes that work routinely. And really, once you have a consultation with me about what you're trying to do or what your situation is, I can recommend, what you should do. You don't just have to buy one of these processes. You can just get a consultation with me. Let me know your situation, and I can guide you and help you, give you ideas at least of what you can do to better your situation. Now, with a credit sweep is not always the best option. Buying good credit, people don't know that exists. You can buy good trade lines, add them to your credit, you get the credit boost, and then you can do what you need to do. Or, maybe sweeping your credit, taking bad stuff off. That's where it does help to get a credit sweep with us. Or if you're, like I said, dismissing a car loan, you want to get that car loan off your report because it's going to show that you didn't pay it. So, it's get the car, discharge it, do the sweep process, do it again. Like I said, and the CUSIP always helps. If you're doing a court case, you can always use the CUSIP. You can claim securities if you're going to do a right of subrogation kind of defense. If you're, guys, that's equity. I don't recommend that if you don't know what you're talking about. But if you're good at equity, you understand subrogation, getting the CUSIP and then claiming it and filing a notice of subrogation for your court case, that'll work. That I've seen it work in federal court, seen it work in state court. I never used it. I did use subrogation a few times, but never with the CUSIP. But the CUSIP's always good to get. And also I also have some tips for if you're in a civil case on how to, actually beat the case without using the Rule 12 if you're not in Texas. There's other methods that work. But back to my story. My buddy got arrested. He was driving my truck. Cops came up to him. He did have some alcohol and some weed in his truck. Well, he didn't want to identify. He wasn't driving. He was parked, outside of his house. Well, they arrested him, and he did what I told him to do. When they read him his Miranda rights, which is their first attempt at contract with you, he told him, "I don't consent. I don't understand, and I demand private civilian due process." Well, they took him to jail. The next day, they took him in front of a judge, and that's when they try to contract with you again. Sir, how do you plea? Sir, I'm just a man, private civilian. I do not enter a plea. I wish to settle and close the accounting. They said that's fine. They took him out to the hallway, handcuffed him to a bench, and they made him sit there for about 2 hours. They brought him in again, asked him how does he plead. He said it again. He stood firm. I am simply a man, private civilian. I demand my due process. I do not enter a plea. I wish to settle and close the accounting. They did it again. They put him out on the bench till the end of the day. They brought him in for a third time. He did it again. So they put him in jail. He was in jail for 2 or 3 days. And then I went to his hearing. And at that hearing, they brought him in his own van to the court. They didn't bring him with all the other inmates that had court that day. So they brought him separately because he knew what was going on. They had him sit by himself on the left side of the court while all the other inmates sat on the right side of the court. And then when it came time for his hearing, and I have this recorded, I don't think I'm going to share it, but I do have it recorded on my phone. When it came time for his hearing, the judge called a recess. The attorney called me and my buddy back into a hallway and pretty much told him, hey, with what you filed into the court record, and by the way, we We did a express the trust, which is an EON document I do have if needed. We did express the trust, but the main issue was he never consented when he was in jail to the Miranda rights. He never entered a plea. So right now the prosecutor has to pay for everything. He could never remove the liability from him and move it over to my buddy. So when he couldn't contract with him, even though this is, supposedly a criminal case, he finally said, hey, you're facing 4 felonies, 3 misdemeanors. This is what they do. They over-indict so that you settle for lesser charges. But he's facing over 20 years in prison for what happened. And simply because my buddy knew what to do once he got arrested, the prosecutor offered him, if he just would plead guilty to failure to identify, he would drop all the other charges and he would walk right out of jail. And that's what happened. And once you enter a plea, the judge tells you, if you enter a plea, if you plead guilty, not guilty, you are waiving all your rights. So they don't tell you that you can not enter a plea. That's the trick. It's all contract. They're trying to get you to become surety, your implied surety. They want you to be liable for your all caps name for your estate. Well, if you know the game, you can beat the game. And that's what I've done over the years. Like I said, I've done equity. I've done everything. Equity is great, but it's not for everybody. It's hard. It's complicated. You're using words that the common person can't even pronounce and don't even know what they mean. And a lot of courts shut down when you do it. And it's hard to get past that brick wall of equity. That's why I like these processes, because they're simple. And once you get one and you schedule a consultation, I can walk you through it of why you're doing what you're doing. I make all my processes really simple. And like I said, I've done everything. I mean, you see here, I've got my Social Security ribbon thing. I've done all the equity stuff. I have all the trusts. I have everything. But guys, it doesn't do anything. I've got the passport. I've done secure party process with the IRS. I got a $10 million check from the IRS. It doesn't work in the end, though. It just causes more headaches. If someone's telling you to do a 1099 process to get a car or discharge something, just walk away. It's not going to work. Like I said, I've done everything. There's nothing online that you've seen that I haven't done. I've been doing this stuff for years. And like I said, I'm probably one of the few people ever that can show you an actual car loan canceled and still have the vehicles, and I've done it repeatedly. I know what I'm doing. I can help you out. I can make things simple, and I can, and like I said, you don't have to buy one of these products. You can get a consultation with me, and we can talk about what you need done, or what you're trying to do, or why you think you need to do something, and I can tell you why that certain thing won't work or what happens. You have to learn your local courts as well. Some things don't work in every court. I mean, it's hard when to do things court by court. Judges are different. Every court is different. What works in my court won't always work in your court. My stuff didn't work the very first time I did it. I got my butt kicked 2 or 3 times before I started winning. I'm even winning in federal court. The local federal court judges in the North District of Texas, they love having me in court. When I go to court, they bring law classes from TCU to watch me, just because they're so entertained by something different. I give them something different. So like I said, head over to Case Dismissed. There is a hyphen in between. You see right there, casedismissed.com. These are cheap downloads. $10 for these processes. I think that's a really good price. The credit sweep is a great process. Consultation, get your CUSIP. And like I said, I have other stuff I can do. So if you get a consultation with me and you have other issues that aren't one of these, I can help you out with your criminal case. I've gotten criminal cases on a Friday where people have had court on Monday and they're going to prison on Monday. And I've just on Friday afternoon filed certain documents to where these guys were getting, 6-month probation, no check-ins, a $200 fine. That's a lot better than 3-4 years in prison. I've done this several times. I know how to stop the courts. from monetizing you with the CRIS system, court registered investment, securities. They're just a pass through to the banks. Everything's a security. Everything is commercial paper, and there's ways to stop them, and there's ways to, like I said, just get past the whole game. Once you know the rules of the game, which none of us do. We're all busy. We're all broke. We're all trying to work. We're trying to pay bills. We have kids. We have issues. Car payments. Credit card debt. All this debt. I can show you how to get multiple loans, discharge the loans, take them off your credit report. Loans are not taxable income, and when you can discharge your loan and take it off your credit report, it never happened. You get the money. You don't have to report it, and it's off your credit report. We can do all that kind of stuff. So, and also remember, guys, disclaimer, entertainment purposes only. I'm not an attorney. If you need an attorney, please seek a bar card carrying attorney. But other than that, guys, this is kind of what we do at Case Dismissed. I can give you a consultation, get your CUSIP, sweep your credit, help you get a free car, dismiss your traffic tickets. If you're in Texas, we could use the Rule 12 to get rid of the attorney. It's a pretty simple process. And like I said, I have other things I can do for you. I'm currently working on a process to sue banks. Just haven't done it yet. I've got got a few notices out, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, guys, talk to you later. This is CaseDismissed.com. Have a good day.